So what are we going to start off with here, Valerie?
We're going to do a French press in the Bodum French press that we preheated.
So here on our Baratza Virtuoso, we're going to do, we're at about a 30 grind. We'll talk more about grind in just a minute, but it's going to be loud for a sec while we grind.
A few moments later.
So grind size is going to be variable to the preparation method. Really the basic thing that we're focused on here is we want the grinds to be the right size. If they're the wrong size, we can either over extract the beans, and if they're the wrong size, we can under extract, leave some of that great flavor that's locked up in the beans and not get it out. French press is one of those techniques called immersion, where water is sitting and commingling with the beans during the entire extraction process, as opposed to a more flow-through type of extraction. So here we want a little bit coarser of a grind because that hot water is commingling with the beans for the entire 4 minutes or so that we're going to brew. So what do we do next here, Valerie?
So I tiered out the scale to 0 after adding the 50 grams of coffee. And I'm going to bloom the coffee by adding twice as much water. So 100 grams.
Yeah, so what we're doing here, we'll talk about this also as we get into some of our techniques, but ratio is kind of a cool concept to think about, and one of those first concepts as I was learning about better coffee that matters. The amount of water to the amount of beans. A lot of people think about it in terms of volume, how many tablespoons to a cup of coffee. The problem with that is that coffee beans have a wide range of volume that they take up. Something like a decaf bean has been expanded out and extracted so that it can, to get the caffeine out of it, but a tablespoon of decaf weighs a lot less than a pea berry bean, which is this tiny little, rock hard bean. Even when it's fully roasted, it's a much denser bean, and a tablespoon of pea berry will weigh more than a tablespoon of decaf. So, one of the first areas if you're gonna invest in coffee gear is to get a decent scale, ideally a gram scale that can measure in tenths of a gram. We actually sell one on our website that's a pretty good quality, but you can get them for 15 or 20 bucks online if you just want to have a basic tool to help you get your coffee going better. So Valerie, you've bloomed the beans for about 30 seconds and now you're filling up?
Yep, to 750 grams.
So we started with 50 grams of coffee grounds and we're putting in 750 grams of water. So for you quick math whizzes there, that's about 15 grams of liquid to 1 gram of beans, or what we call a 1:15 ratio. That's kind of the classic brewing ratio for better coffee. There's a lot of coffee out there that doesn't adhere to that. Things like your K-Cups and Nespresso pods, they use much less grounds for the amount of water that goes through them. But 1:15 by weight is a really good place to start. Also in coffee, we use the metric system. The beautiful thing about that is that a milliliter of water weighs a gram. So there's an easy conversion. You don't have to go fluid ounces to dry ounces and do any of that kind of weird, funky stuff. But if you think in your mind, 1:15 ratio, by weight ideally, and then you can start to adjust to your own preferences. Do you drink much French press at home?
That's all I ever used to drink at home because it's easiest and it's a good cup of coffee.
It's funny, the French press gets a bad rap. It's kind of the lowly little French press. Doesn't do a great job of making good coffee. It actually makes a better cup of coffee than most of the drip coffee makers out there.
Yep.
You could spend $100 easy on a drip coffee maker that's not going to get you nearly as good a cup of a properly brewed French press.
Yeah. Easier and cheaper than the Keurig also, I think.
For sure, yeah.
Less wasteful.
I mean, these guys have some, there's been a little bit of stigma with them though. I mean, there's the glass, they can break, they cool off quickly. I mean, have you ever had a French press break on you?
Nope. And I have 2 different kinds, and I always use this one. But they're still sturdy. They have the metal outside, so it kind of protects the glass and everything, so.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's tempered glass. Yes, you can certainly knock it, and over time, the glass will wear out. When we first launched the Ohm Coffee Truck, we did all of our brewed coffee in these guys. This is actually pretty cool because it's a French press maker, but it's an insulated stainless steel container. So on the truck where things are banging around, and we would probably break a few of those a day if we were actually trying to do service with those. Stainless steel is practically indestructible. It'll also keep your coffee warm for 45 minutes or so. I mean, as long as you would want to hold coffee, you know, on top of the beans, you're going to start having other problems besides temperature if you hold it too much longer than that. But stainless steel is a great way to go. That's happened within the last 5 or 10 years, and these are made in all different sizes. We have 1.5 liters here, but you can get little 2-cup versions as well.
Yeah, that's what I use.
How are we doing on time?
About 7 seconds.
All right.
So I can actually take this off.
Just about ready for the plunge.
And we're at 4.
All right, so we've got the little screen in the French press that is filtering out all the grounds, pushing it to the bottom. We've gone about 4 minutes here, so good brew extraction time. And that is looking like a delicious cup of coffee coming out. In terms of our blends, we've used Black Magic for this version. Full Stack also lends itself quite well to French press. I like the bigger, bolder blends. It tends to accentuate mouthfeel, richness, texture, and lends itself to a heartier roast and or bigger, bolder flavor. But you know, there's a wide range of different blends that will work as well. How'd you do?
That's good. I did great.
You mind amping me up a little bit there? We are in the midst of COVID-19, so we are practicing social distancing here. We're a good 7 feet apart. That's good. And we've got a lot of these to get through, so I'm only going to do half of an amped mug. Smells delicious. Cheers.